Hello, students, and welcome to Indian Economy class. Today, under Unit 1, Development Policies and Experience starting from 1947 till 1990 and Economic Reforms since 1991, we have Chapter 2, Indian Economy 1950 till 1990. And the topic which we will cover today is capitalist economy. So let's get started. Now, the first thing we have already studied about economic system. Economic system is that way in which the resources are allocated in a better way so that it can be utilized very appropriately. And economic system is being chosen on the basis of three questions: what to produce, how to produce, and for whom to produce. This is the question which comes in every economy. And on the basis of that, there are different types of the economic system, and the government of any nation used to choose their economic system on the basis of their requirement. Definitely, most important thing, that is resources. So we have three types of economic systems, that is capitalist economy, socialist economy, and mixed economy. So under this video today we will discuss about the first one, that is capitalist economy. What happens in the capitalist economy and how it used to behave. So let's move. Now, you all know that in any economy, it totally depends on its resources. You can say that whatever happened in the past and whatever is going to happen in the future, all and everything depends on resources. I can give an example like before independence, means under the British rule. Why they captured India? Definitely because of its resources. Yes? Okay. So, at that time, what was exploited? Resources? Yes. So, you can say that the main center of attraction for any nation and the basis through which they establish their nation, that is resources only. And if we will talk about future now, so after British rule, when India got independence, then the leaders, they decided to make the situation better. But how? With the help of these resources only. So everything, whatever happens in the economy, depends on resources. So we can divide it into three parts, that how a resource can be utilized. So first thing is resources are used for most important purpose, that is what? That is your production. Because in entire economy of any country, production takes place. Then comes the second factor, that is price. Because we have already talked about three questions, that is what to produce, how to produce, and for whom to produce. So what to produce is production is done. Now after producing it, what to produce, how to produce, and for whom to produce, that question is very important, which you need to keep in mind whenever you're producing something. So we are talking about production, on which the entire economy relies. Then price, that at what price the product must be sell out in the market, right? Then the distribution, how it can reaches, or it can how it can reach to the end consumers for whom the goods and services are being produced. Fine. So distribution, so these are the three things which are very important as far as resources are being concerned. Now let's move on. Now the resources we have seen, right? As far as resources are being concerned, first resources are used for production, then we decide the price of it, and then the distribution to the end consumers. Now for supplying this, supplying network, right? We have only three network in any economy. If any economy you are talking about, there is only three network which is being used for providing or supplying the goods and services. So the first one is government, second is market, and third one is mixed. Whenever I say mixed, mixed means combo of both, government also and market also. So I can say it in this way, that mixed has the features of government also and market also, right? Now when I will talk about government, it means government interference is more than the individual interference, right? When I'll talk about market, market means here individuals are taking more participation as far as in comparison to government. And when I will talk about mixed, mixed means both the government also and the individuals also, both are taking equally part in the economic activities. Is it clear? Okay. Now let's see what is capitalist economy. Why we say it is capitalist. Now one thing you need to understand, this capitalist word comes from the word capital. Yes? Okay. So definitely here the more importance will be given to capital only. Money. Fine. So let's see what is this capitalist economy. It is one in which means of production. What is means of production? Any idea? Very good. That is factors of production. We have discussed about this term almost in all the videos, right? So factors of production, what they are? Land, labor, capital, entrepreneur, right? So entrepreneur skills. So we have these factors of production or means of production. So it is written, it is one in which, so it is that type of economy in which means of production are owned, are in control, okay, are owned by individuals, and the individuals are free to take their economic decisions as guided by the principle of profit maximization. So you can say over here individuals means the public, public is free, free to own their own land, free to give their laborship, free to have capital, hold capitalship, and free to start any business, right? So there is complete freedom being given to the individuals, not only in terms of holding the property or the land, but also they can take their own economic decisions, what they wanted to do, right? And basically their economic decisions are guided by only very important principle, that is profit maximization. Definitely, if I means as a human being or as public, if we will enter inside the business area, definitely our first and foremost motive will be only our profit. We will not think about any kind of welfare of the society, right? Are we going to think about it? No, we will not think about any welfare of the society. Our main motive will be what? Just only to get maximum profit. Fine. So that was capitalist economy, where individuals were more focused toward their own economic interest or profit maximization. Their main motive was profit maximization. They were not at all bothered about the welfare of the society. Now let's move further. Now this economic system as capitalist economy, The word capitalist is actually very old name, okay, of this economic system. Now one more thing, this capitalist economy is also the part of your macroeconomics, right? And it is also known with some other names too, that is free enterprise, free market. So you can call it as free enterprise or free market. Why free? Because people are free over here. And one more very important thing about this capitalist economy is, in this economy, as everybody was free to take their own decisions, so definitely if I as a human being will have more money, so I will be taking more risk, I will be able to establish many kind of businesses also and can earn money. But what about poor? The poors were not in a state to take such kind of the decisions. So I can say in a very short form that in this particular economy, rich were becoming more rich and poor were becoming more poor. Then it is also named as market economy. So if either in macroeconomics or in Indian economy, you get the term to explain about capitalist economy or free enterprise or free market or market economy, all of them are same. I hope it's clear. Now let's see some features or characteristics of capitalist economy. So the first one says individuals have right to own private properties. Yes, definitely there was no restriction that individuals cannot have their own property, their own land, right? So individuals were having complete freedom to choose their own land. Second thing was freedom of enterprise, as individuals were free to choose any occupation or the firm, also free to sell their product in the market of their choice. So freedom of enterprise is what it means, they are free to choose which business, which kind of the business or which kind of the firm I would like to establish, I would like to work on, right? So there was no restriction of such kind that you cannot start this business because you are not eligible or this and that. So there were no such restrictions, anybody can come up and can start the business if he or she has the money, right? And they were also free to sell out their product in any of the market, there was no even restriction for selling the product in a particular market too. Then customer sovereignty. Now customer sovereignty means, see, in economics we have always studied about one fact. Even here I would like to mention one more thing. If we will talk about father of economics, that is well, who is father of economics? Definitely very good, that is Adam Smith. And if we will talk about economics, so definitely here consumers were always being treated as the king, king of the economy or king of the market, because all the production ultimately depends on them, their choice, their taste, their preferences, their demands, right? So that is the thing. Next is profit motive, as self interest is the guiding principle in capitalist economy. Every individual think about only their own self interest, right? So their basic motive is what? To maximize their profit. So you can say that in capitalist economy, their main self interest, their main motive of entering in this economic or this economic, choosing this economic system, is to earn more and more profit. Next is competition. Competition is the fundamental feature of capitalist economy and essential to safeguard against consumers exploitation. So definitely competition is the heart of any economy, because if there will be no competition, then there will be no innovation, there will be no creation, there will be no technology introduction. So you can say that competition is the heart of any economic system. And as far as capitalist economy is concerned, so definitely people were somehow being called as the rich were becoming richer, definitely. So when a particular individual enter into the competition, then the other one also wanted to beat that person in terms of all the factors. Like for example, if I'm selling out black and white TV and another one also has to enter in the same kind of the business of selling TVs, then he has to come up with some innovations, technology changes. So definitely capitalist economy has some good contributions too, that it has given the introduction of technologies, innovations, given more focus there. So then definitely the other person will come up with the new technology, so they will be coming up with the color TVs. So in this way I can say that competition is the heart of any economic system, and especially in the case of capitalist economy, and which also saves the consumer from being exploited. Next is importance of markets and prices. As capitalism is essentially a market economy where every commodity has a price. So definitely a very much important factor over here is the market and the price also. So definitely here in capitalist economy, the individuals are free to sell out their product in the market, and definitely they are also free to decide the price of the commodity too. Then next is the last point is absence of the government interference. Definitely the government was not having any kind of interference in this particular economy. Just only the role of government was to regulate the economy in terms of law and order, in terms of defense services. If suppose any war is going to happen, so they are going to provide and emit provide all the kind of weapons and all to the economy so that they can be able to fight. But yes, there is no such interference in terms of taking the decisions, economic decisions, or they are going to have interference in the form of that you are not supposed to establish this business. So this kind of the things will not happen in the capitalist economy, right? Okay, I hope it is clear. So let's make it more clear with this a very small chart. It's also about features of free market. Free market is that only, I've already explained capitalist economy. So I'll start from here. So free to set prices, definitely in capitalist economy individuals are free to decide whatever the price they want to keep for their product. Free cooperative and potential process, yes definitely, as they were getting the support from the government in order to start the business. But yes, government is not going to have any kind of interference, and it actually improves their potential to produce more. Free to choose your work, definitely there was no such kind of restriction that you that this particular kind of the group is going to produce only this product. They cannot involve in such kind of the activities. So as the government was not involved over there, so individuals are having freedom so as to choose their own work. Free to be an investor, even if you want, if you have a lot of money, you don't want to start a business, you want to invest money and earn the profit, so definitely you can invest money. There's no restriction in such capitalist economy. Free to be an entrepreneur, you can even become a businessman, an entrepreneur, and can start your business. There's no restriction for such kind. Free to create capital formation, yes definitely the main and the basic motive of capitalist economy is to earn profit and maximizing the profit, creating the capital, right? So that is capital formation. Free to earn profit, anyone can earn profit. You just have to employ the profit. You have you just only have to employ money. You just only have to bear the risk. The more the risk you'll bear, the more the profit you are going to earn. Free to compete, yes, you are free to enter also into the market, and you are also free to compete in the market and to survive in the market. You can use any kind of the technique so that you can survive in the market. Lastly, free to buy, own, use, and sell the private properties. Even there was no restriction that the individuals cannot have their own private property. For example, there was no restriction that the individuals cannot purchase their own land, right? If suppose I have purchased land and I can buy the land, I can own my own land, right? I can have the right on my land. I can use that land for producing the goods and services. I can even sell out that land too, or maybe the goods and service produced in that land too. So ultimately, I was having as an individual all the rights to work in the economy. So definitely, now one thing which was a drawback of this capitalist economy was that it was making rich more richer and poor more poor, because if you are having money, then definitely you can participate in the economic activities. But if you are poor, then it becomes very difficult to survive in the market and survive in the economy. So I hope it this is clear to you about the feature. So now we are at the end of this video, and you might be thinking that today you have no questions in this video. So don't worry, because there is one more video on this topic, that is about merits and demerits of capitalist economy. In that video, at the end of that video, you will get the questions related to this video, that is capitalist economy, as well as that video on merits and demerits of capitalist economy. So thank you so much for watching.